Okay, let me get it open. My ChatGPT started playing up while I was in the middle of demonstrating it, but I've put the prompts uh, onto onto the portal. So let me share this with you again. This is one I pre-did last week. So it's based on robotics, just so you know, because I was talking about Tani with it.
Yeah.
Um, is it the robotics one? Yeah. So can you see that prompt? and
Yes.
and I've put this whole prompt because the thing with ChatGPT is that you need to be quite detailed in your prompts, and the more detail you give it, the more likely it is to give you what you want. And so I spent quite a bit of time playing around with this prompt to make sure that it gave me a full content calendar. And so I've put that into a document, and you can literally copy and paste it into your ChatGPT.
Okay.
So just says, I'd like you to help me create a 4-week content schedule. You can change the 4 weeks if you wanted to make it longer. For my social media channels that has the best chance of being seen by my ideal candidates, and use keywords that is specific to my language that's specific to my keywords. I will tell you my main target keyword statement in the prompt below. Please targets, etc., etc. I'm not going to read all of it. But then it comes down to please organize each post with a post title in a table format so it looks like a calendar, and each week should be separated into its own table, etc., etc. So and also the format for each of these. So so I did that, and this is what it came up with. You see that? So it's giving me week 1, and it's giving me a different topic, so different headline for each that suits each platform.
That's really good.
Um, yeah, so week so for every day of the week, basically, I've now got, and so you can start to build the larger copy and then put it into your scheduling tool. So then what I did was, if you come down here, so this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I then asked it, please use the above headline topics to create a blog calendar schedule that will complement each week's content, combining the content for each week into one blog headline, then create a 4-week blog content calendar laid out in table format. And so I've got this. So for 4 weeks, I've got 4 blog headlines. So if
Okay.
you wanted to have a blog that encompassed everything, and then you wanted to break that into regular, you might not want to do content every day because that's quite a lot, but you can change this to say, you might do an 8-week schedule, and down here you might say each week should be separated. You might change it from every day to every 2 days or something like that. So you can just change it up to make it work for you. And then, so you've got your blog headlines for the 4 weeks. Oh, and I didn't do it on there. I think I did it in this next chat. So I'm just trying to remember where I did it now. No, I didn't. I must have deleted it. So what you can then do, I'll quickly do a demo. So if I say I want to write, actually, let's do a blog. Just going to quickly show you how quickly it is to. Now, the blog is not going to be fully formed. You would need to go back over it and
Okay.
tweak it. But if you say that's my blog title, now write me a blog. I'm going to do. So you need to be quite specific. Long form blog with the title of. I'm just copying and pasting the title in. Please this into at least 5 will and so because you're saying ideal candidates, because you've already told it at the top what your
Yeah.
keywords are, it will remember that. So you keep it all in the same chat feed because it will remember the information that it's already done before. Let's see what it does. And so robotics is not my area either. So but it just gives you a bit of an idea. I'm on ChatGPT 4, by the way, which is the paid for version, which is a little bit
I can tell
slower.
it looks good.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but it gives you better quality. So that's why it's a big. If you did the other one, the free version, would actually, once you can get on, if it's not busy, it'll be quicker.
Yeah.
But the quality of the writing is not as good. So yeah, it's given us, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subsectors. 6 if you include the introduction. And so you might then copy and paste this into a Word document, and then just you might tweak it to make it more your language or make it more sound a bit more personal, because this is, it's obviously
Yeah.
not necessarily the language you would use. But what it does is it kind of does 80% of the work for you, and then you just put 20% of it, and you've got a fully formed blog that you can do a LinkedIn newsletter or something like that with.
No, I like it.
And then if you wanted to do one of these, so just say, I'm going to take this one as a LinkedIn post. So now write a LinkedIn post that isn't too long, with the headline of, let's see what it does. So it's even got emojis in there. If you wanted to do it without emojis, you could do that as well.
That's really good.
Yeah, and so you can do one that's suited to all the different platforms. You might say, can you tailor that post to Facebook? And it will just change it a little bit, so it's a bit more, suitable to people who go to Facebook. And can you you're just going to wait till it's finished. Yeah, so it's not much different, because Facebook and LinkedIn, to be fair, are not very much different in terms of format. You could definitely do the same thing on both of those, but obviously then this is the Twitter version, so it's giving you a little short tweet.
That's really good.
So you can take your blog and you can turn it into a number of different pieces of content, and then literally just copy and paste that into your scheduling tool. And you might say blog goes out on via LinkedIn newsletter on Monday, and then Tuesday I want this tweet to go out, and etc. etc. So you could, so rather than spending I don't know, half a day writing a bunch of content, you could write a bunch of content for a week in the space of an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, I didn't realize how in depth it was, but I really like it.
Yeah, it's very clever, very, very clever. I use it to help me writing things like that all the time now, and I'll never post exactly what it tells me, because it isn't quite my language.
Of course.
But it's there as, it's like a really good quality and a really fast assistant who writes it for you, but it's 80% there, and you just need to tweak it to make it more you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something I'm gonna look into right away.
The only thing you might find, and I don't know, but I've got a feeling NHS Trust, so I think our trust has actually blocked it, because I
Okay.
haven't been able to use it on my trust laptop, but I use it on my personal laptop, but I don't use it for anything that's kind of fully trust related. We'll use it to create a piece of content or something, but I've also used it to help me write papers where I just want a bit of context or a bit of background to the paper, and then I'll go in and put the detail in.
Yeah, it's really good, Tara. I
Lots of
really
things you can
like
do with
it.
it. So yeah, have a play around. But like I say, I've put a document with all those prompts, so you don't have to create, because it takes a while to play around
I
with the
can
prompts to get
imagine.
it exactly right.
Yeah, no, that's fine then. I'll definitely look into that. That's on
Yeah.
my to-do list.
Yeah, and have a play around with it. When you've got a bit of spare time, and like I say, if you've then got a good content sharing tool, a content scheduler, you can literally just copy and paste it in, schedule it, and forget about it. So get some good stuff out on social media.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I definitely will.